Those crazy nights I do remember in my youth. I do recall those were the best times, most of all. In my heat with a blue jean girl, burning love, come once in a lifetime. She found me singing by the railroad tracks, took me home, we danced by the moonlight. Those summer nights are calling, stolen lights.
7 miles down, we're like a minute slower than I want to be, which is good because I'm gonna negative split the second half. Whew. Foot is bothering me a decent amount, but whatever.
Ooh, old dusty roads led to the river.
Alrighty guys, race recap for last weekend's half marathon. Sorry for not filming a whole lot of clips. I was really focused on the race this time. Last time I brought a GoPro with me. I filmed throughout. I filmed my start, mid-race, crossing the finish line. And I just wanted to be a little more present and I wanted to really feel the moment. But looking back, I wish I would have filmed more. Anyways, let's talk about the race a little bit. Just want to touch on my hydration plan and my fueling plan a little bit. So, morning of the race, I got about 150 grams of carbs in. I got probably 1,700 milligrams of sodium. That was plenty for a half marathon. Never felt dehydrated, never bonked. I felt like I was at about the highest performance level I could be at. Didn't have the highest expectations, but I ended up PRing by a little over 13 minutes. The goal time that was realistic with the amount of training I got to do was 1 hour and 40 minutes, and I was able to finish in 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 59 seconds. So a little over a 7:30 pace for me. I really didn't feel fit enough to run that pace. My Garmin watch told me I could run a little over a 140, but it didn't feel like that. Not to mention I had like a 9-day running hiatus leading up to the race because of a foot injury. So I really had expectations of running over an 8-minute pace probably, and we wound up being able to hold just over 7:30. The day wound up being way better than expected. So end the video out, I want to take you guys through how my race went. Let's jump into it. Those of you that do not know, I ran the Lake Country Challenge, which is a half marathon in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Super cool track for the most part, but just more of a small local race. Let's, I guess, start before the race. Like I mentioned, foot injury. I had plantar fasciitis come up randomly so bad where I couldn't even walk on my foot. Like literally putting weight on my foot was a major struggle. So this happened about this was even more than 9 days before the race, because the race was on a Saturday. That injury came up on a Monday. So this was like 11 days, 12 days almost before the race. My training plan was completely derailed. I didn't run for 4 days, and then I attempted to run last weekend, the weekend before the race. I ran 2 miles and that's all I could bear, which really fucked up my training. I had 56 miles on the week set for the first week of the injury, and last weekend would have been probably mid-30s still, but I wanted to continue to pound the training in as much as I could, because this half marathon was originally just supposed to be a stepping stone to a full marathon, which is in another 5 weeks. So I didn't get to train as much as I wanted. I was off my feet for a while before this race, and I wasn't even sure if I was gonna be able to run it. Shit just wasn't going in my favor, which seems to always happen, but I know I'm not alone in that. So come race morning, plantar was sore, but manageable. So I do all I can to get loosened up. We get to the start line and time to go. Don't know a ton about the course. It's switched up over the years from my knowledge. First mile, it was literally just me getting loose. My first mile, I think I ran like a 8:15. Heart rate wise, I felt really, really good. My legs were a little sore, but I felt solid. The beginning of the race, first 2 miles, I want to say, were Super simple. And then the next 4 wound up being a lot of rolling country hills, and coming downhill on that foot hurt like a MFer, just like rolling farm fields. Luckily, I came out at a decent pace to where I wasn't burning out super fast. My nutrition strategy was 2 gels, and I had a pack of Honey Stinger energy chews that I was gonna eat at that last 3 or 4 mile mark. So I had a gel at mile 3.5, I had a gel at mile 7, and then I had the Honey Stingers at like 10. So anyways, first half of the race, the hardest half of the race, 100% with the hills. I'm negative splitting pretty well. My plan was for the first half of the race to be somewhere around a 7:50. And I knew that would be a little slow for my goal time of an hour and 40 minutes, but my plan was to negative split and really push the back half. At this point, I feel good leg-wise. Like, the adrenaline completely numbed me. The pace was good. My heart rate was higher than I anticipated. I didn't anticipate it being in the 180s going up them hills, or I guess being that high overall. If you look at my zone chart, I was in zone 5 for an hour of that race, which was a bit of a struggle, but felt good to just give it my all. Anyways, back half of the race, small hills, and for the most part, you're just wrapping around this lake to get to the finish line. So you start at this part of the lake, you come around, and then you shoot down these country roads for a ways, and then you come back and you, for the most part, finish wrapping around the lake. Miles 6 to 10 basically. I'm pushing it a little bit. I'm still holding probably 175 heart rate on average. I just put my paces up here, but I think it was somewhere around 740 on average. I was saving myself for basically the last 5K. That last 5K, I was going to basically black out and go as hard as I can. Throughout this, like, I could tell like a lot of people came out too hot. I had people that I would hold on to for a little bit pace-wise, and they'd drop off and I'd pass them. My pacing strategy ended up working super well for me, and I was able to push by them. I had somebody on my hip for the first 6 miles, and he finished like 15 minutes later than me. It just, in the beginning, I could just tell. I'm running, I'm feeling good, breathing steady, and a lot of the people around me were huffing and puffing. Mile 12, 7:10 was when I started to kick it in a little bit. And like I mentioned, the last mile, I was going to empty the tanks and give it all I got. Ran a 6:37 final mile into that finish line, and let me tell you, it's been a long time since I've been healthy enough to run a race like this. Like I mentioned, I went through my stress fracture. I've had countless little naggy running injuries. I've had surgery on my shoulder that had me bedridden for a couple months. When I crossed that final turn and I had beaten my goal time, was honestly one of the best feelings I have experienced in a long time. And anybody that's done a race before knows what it feels like, but those of you that haven't, it's just a feeling that you can't really describe. This races like this, it's 99% of you training alone with nobody watching, nobody to hold you accountable but yourself, and then you get to this finish line and it's showing all this hard work in a matter of seconds to everybody, and you train months to show up for a couple hour long race. Feelings unmatched, honestly. That's how the race went. I'm gonna end this video with a little call to action. Any of you that have just completely pushed off or thought about it and don't think you're good enough when it comes to running any kind of race. I mean, you could run a 5K, you could run a 10K, you could run, there was an 8 miler at this half marathon I did, a half marathon, marathon. Pick a race, a couple months out, sign up for it, pay the money, and go give it your all. It'll change you as a person. It'll be one of the best feelings you experience, and I can guarantee that you won't regret it. Thank you guys for watching. The journey continues. I am fucking hooked on these races. As long as I am healthy, as long as I have 2 working legs, I am going to continue to do them over and over and over again. See you guys next Thursday.